After 18 years of unbreakable dominance, one lap just shattered Formula One history forever. A 19-year-old Italian rookie named Kimi Antonelli just dropped a nuclear 1:32.064 at Shanghai and stole Sebastian Vettel's record as the youngest ever pole sitter. At 19 years, 6 months, and 18 days old, he became the first teenager ever to claim a Grand Prix pole. The paddock isn't celebrating, it's in funeral silence. Because if this kid's speed survives the 2026 regulations, the old guard's era didn't end in Melbourne, it ended right here, right now. Antonelli sits alone at the top of the all-time youngest pole sitters list, a staggering 1 year and 8 months younger than Vettel was in 2008, almost 2 years younger than Charles Leclerc, and a full 2 years ahead of Fernando Alonso. His Mercedes W17 hit 342 kilometers per hour down Shanghai's 1.2-kilometer backstraight and carved the final sector 0.222 seconds faster than teammate George Russell, despite the rookie having just 26 Grand Prix starts. The gap to Max Verstappen's first pole age? Over 2 full years. But talent alone doesn't explain this. Mercedes and Toto Wolff have been quietly waging a brutal internal war to protect their greatest weapon, the youth development machine they've been building since Antonelli was 15. While rivals obsessed over 2026 power unit rules, Mercedes fed Antonelli thousands of simulator hours on this exact Shanghai layout, giving him a documented 0.4% edge in high-speed corner exit that nobody else on the grid has. This isn't just a prodigy, it's a political superweapon designed to lock in Mercedes' dominance for the next half-decade. Enter the unexpected plot twist, George Russell. Written off after an early Q3 scare, the safe pair of hands pulled a last-second masterstroke. His engineers swapped to the soft Pirelli tire they'd been hiding since Friday, exploited the new 2026 active aero window on the straights, gained 8 kilometers to turn 14 without cooking the battery, and stormed back to P2, just 0.222 seconds behind his teenage teammate. One desperate gamble turned the established number 1 into the underdog overnight. If this tactic spreads, the entire grid hierarchy flips. Meanwhile, in a garage of dead silence, sat Max Verstappen. The reigning champion, 5th youngest pole sitter in history at 21, could only manage P8, a catastrophic 0.8 and 1.2% off the pace on a track Red Bull used to own. His engineers openly admitted the 2026 chassis lacks front-end bite through Shanghai's final complex, costing him roughly 12 horsepower in effective output. The question handing over Red Bull: how long before they admit their golden boy is staring at a season-long 0.6 deficit? And here's the hidden bomb nobody is talking about. Locked in an FIA drawer in Geneva sits an emergency youth performance clause that triggers automatically if any driver under 21 takes more than 2 poles before the European summer. Activation would slash Mercedes' hybrid deployment by up to 15 kilowatts on straights, instantly handing Red Bull an 8-kilometer-per-hour top speed lifeline, cutting Ferrari's deficit from 0.35 seconds to 0.1 seconds, and stripping Antonelli of the electronic crutch that made his record lap possible. For Mercedes, it would be catastrophic. For Verstappen, it would be salvation. For the whole grid, it would turn the championship from a silver parade into a knife fight. Shanghai wasn't just a qualifying session, it was the opening battle of the 2026 Youth Revolution. Antonelli's lap exposed Mercedes' secret simulator edge. Russell's tire gamble proved tactics can still beat age. Verstappen's nightmare revealed the horsepower deficit that could haunt Red Bull for years. Lewis Hamilton, now at Ferrari in P3, carries the veteran fear that 41-year-old reflexes simply can't match teenage reaction times, and that FIA clause sits like a loaded gun in Geneva. The questions everyone is whispering: will Antonelli's teenage talent survive the inevitable balancing act, or will Melbourne strip away his nuclear advantage? Can Russell swallow his pride and play second fiddle to a kid 10 years younger? How long until Verstappen demands a chassis redesign or walks? And when the FIA finally opens that drawer in Geneva, whose championship dream gets executed first? The next chapter of Formula One history just started in Shanghai. The old guard's era is over, the youth revolution has begun, and only the insiders will know how it ends. Subscribe and hit the bell.